Was this movie really that fantastic though? Because welcome back to the James Ramblin Reviews for yet another video, and in today's video we're talking about the latest MCU film called The Fantastic Four First Steps. And so before we get into how I feel about this movie and everything in between all of that, I'll give you a bit of context here. So the last Marvel movie, which was Thunderbolts, I really did enjoy. I'll link down below my review of that, and there has been a couple of Marvel movies where I was like, yeah, the MCU is back on track. You had Deadpool and Wolverine, but I really enjoyed Captain America 4, and then I really enjoyed Thunderbolts, and it was like, okay, Fantastic Four, can it live up to all of that? And so there definitely is all of that, and you'll get to find out how I feel in just a minute here. But what I will say is, I will clarify by saying this will be spoiler free as possible, because I don't want to ruin this movie because it just came out on the weekend there. There's still a chance for you to go and watch this movie and figure out for yourself how you felt about the movie. So what you need to know about the actual film is that it's about an hour and 55 minutes, almost 2 hours long. And so you've got the Fantastic Four. It's pretty much about, the movie is about the Fantastic Four, obviously, as it says in the title, but it's this kind of like moment in the Fantastic Four's universe where they don't give you an origin story. They jump straight to like 3 or 4 years after they've already been established, they've already been in this universe. And so you get to understand all of that, and then you've got like Galactus and Silver Surfer and the big scheme around what they want to do in this movie. And I won't go into too much detail, as I just said, we're not trying to spoil everything in here. So what I said in the start of this video was this movie really that fantastic though? Because this is probably the first time in a few months where I have felt just a little bit mixed on a Marvel movie, because I don't think this movie is entirely horrible or anything, but I never left the cinema with this impact on my face, or an impact where it was like, oh my god, this was amazing. I didn't leave with a huge grin on my face, all of that kind of thing. Like, it wasn't a movie I was like, you know what, this movie is so good, I need to go and tell everybody that I actually just witnessed absolute cinema. Like, it's nothing like that. But what I will say is the cast here, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, right? Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Vanessa Kirby as, the Invincible Woman, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, sorry if I mispronounced that, as the Thing is really good. You've got all the cast members, their chemistry works throughout the film. They provide really funny, comedic stuff where they have good chemistry, they bounce off of each other, the jokes land. But for me, where the movie goes for me, where it's like, I don't know if I think this is actually a fantastic movie, is the storyline here. Like, the whole thing with Galactus and Silver Surfer, it never blew my mind. It never was like, oh my god, this is amazing or anything. Like, it was alright, the storyline was alright. It wasn't anything entirely special, and so I did enjoy the cast and everything in between that. But outside of that, I can't say that this was a Marvel movie that I really enjoyed like the other ones. And if I was to be honest, I actually think that Superman was a way better, superhero movie, comic book movie than this film. And honestly, I will say as well, if I'm going to be honest, is I was excited for the post-credit scene and the other scene at the end that you have to wait for the credits. Like, you had to wait all of that time just for a little small thing like that. Like, you don't need to stay for the second one. But if you're excited for where the future of the MCU is heading, I definitely recommend you stay till the end of the post-credit scene, or stay till the mid-credit scene where you see this image of a potential thing they're teasing. So I won't spoil that, but so yeah, that's honestly how I feel about Fantastic Four. I wish I could say that I loved this movie. I wish I could say it was an awesome film, but as I've given myself time to process it watching it the other day, it just kind of lands in this middle point where it's like, you know what, the movie was fine, but I've seen like better, more compelling comic book movies than this one. So that's all I can really say about Fantastic Four. It's not a movie I'm planning to go back and re-watch or anything. It was alright, that's how I would feel about the movie. And pretty much my family that I went to see it with They did enjoy the film, but they didn't think this movie was absolutely mind-blowing, it was going to blow your socks off or anything. Like, it was fine. The Fantastic Four first steps. So yeah, that's my review. Stay tuned for more reviews like this one. I'll see you for another review on the James Ramblin' Reviews. Hopefully this review was fantastic. Or if you felt like you enjoyed the movie, comment down below. So yeah, bye.